Are you asleep?
No, I'm awake. What's up?
It's late at night there, right? Apologies for messaging you at this hour.
No worries. Don't fret about it. I arrived home late tonight, so I'm preparing for bed now.
Oh, all right. Are they making you work late over there? Business trips must be challenging, huh?
It's not that they're keeping me late here. It's just that my coworkers insist on going out for drinks after work. I can't refuse their invitations. Many people in Prague are night owls. They hardly ever sleep.
I have something to tell you. I received a call from the hospital earlier. They informed me that my father passed away.
What? Your dad? Did it happen suddenly? Oh, right. You mentioned he had been battling that illness for a while.
He started getting very sick last month. The doctors didn't know how much time he had left. They mentioned the possibility of a sudden occurrence. We prepared as much as we could, but I hoped it wouldn't happen while you were on a business trip overseas.
Well, your dad never wanted to see me anyway. Maybe he was waiting for me to go on this trip before he passed away. I don't really know why, but your dad disliked me, didn't he? He never approved of our marriage. And he wasn't pleased that we're getting married anyway.
Yeah, but my dad, how should I put it? He was difficult to get along with. It wasn't just you. That's how he acted towards everyone. He wasn't the friendliest person. I don't think he hated you.
Well, maybe not.
He was raised to believe that men should be strong and never show weakness. He probably didn't appreciate your kindness. It likely bothered him.
What are you saying? Are you trying to flatter me?
But I'm sure your kindness has helped many more people than it has upset. Especially during such sorrowful times as this.
Of course. Most people love me. So what's going to happen with the funeral and other arrangements?
My relatives will assist me in making the necessary arrangements. I have to find a funeral home, select a coffin, and take care of several other things. The ground is too hard for a burial at the moment. So we have to make alternative arrangements. I'm quite busy right now. I don't have time to grieve.
I understand. If I were there with you, I would help you. Do you want me to come back?
Well, having you here would definitely be helpful, but even if you left immediately, it takes around 14 hours by plane to get back here, right?
Yes, about that long. And that's just the flight. I would also have to get to the airport and wait for the flight. I would need to request a ticket change from my company or see if they can arrange a new one. I can't simply leave without informing them. It's late now, so the office is closed. I can only ask them tomorrow morning. Regardless, I wouldn't be able to board a plane until tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, and even after you arrive at the airport here, you still have to drive all the way to my parents' house. By the time you reach here, we would likely have everything arranged anyway. Besides, your business trip is ending soon. You're flying out the day after tomorrow, right? You would rush around and inconvenience everyone just to save around 12 hours. So you might as well stay there and finish your trip. I believe that's the best option, in all likelihood.
Are you sure? I mean, we're engaged. And I'm not even helping with this. What will your relatives think if I don't attend your dad's funeral?
Don't worry about that. I have already talked to them and explained your situation. They understand the distance and time constraints. Nobody expects you to rush back for this. And besides, we're not married yet. Don't concern yourself with their opinions. You're technically not part of the family yet. Arranging the funeral is the family's responsibility, not yours. It's not your obligation. All right?
Okay if you say so.
Everyone is aware of your circumstances. Nobody expects you to do something that's not feasible. Don't worry.
Okay. In that case, I'll continue my business trip and return when I'm finished.
Once the ground thaws, we'll have the burial, and you can accompany me for that. We'll place flowers on his grave together. I think that will be enough.
Okay. Thank you. Take care not to overwhelm yourself with the funeral arrangements and everything.
I'll try my best. And you, don't overexert yourself while you're away.
I've just arrived at the airport. Man, that was such a long flight. I was incredibly bored. I ended up watching the same movie twice.
Welcome back.
So, how are things going over there? Are things running smoothly?
Yeah. We had a lot of people attend the wake and the funeral. That surprised me. I always thought my dad was difficult to get along with. So it was strange to see so many people show up. He was a fortunate man. I mean, having that many people come to pay their respects is quite something.
If I had shown up, I think your dad would have come back as a ghost and told me to get out.
Actually, I would have liked to see that. So, yeah. The funeral went smoothly. But we still have a lot of things to take care of. It's unbelievable how many tasks need to be done when someone passes away. Not just the funeral, but notifying the bank, closing credit accounts, canceling his driver's license, getting his will and consulting the lawyer, checking insurance policies, canceling subscriptions. The list goes on. There are so many documents that need to be filled out. So, I'll have to stay at my mom's place for a few more days to help her with all of this. Things are pretty chaotic. Thankfully, other family members are here to assist us.
It sounds like you have a lot on your plate. I don't really know much about all these things.
That's why I think I'll stay here and help Mom with everything. When you return home, just take it easy. Don't worry about me. But once you've recovered from your business trip, I can count on you to do the housework, right? I left so suddenly that the inside of the house is probably a mess.
Really? No problem. I'll make sure it's spick and span when you get back.
Thanks.
Oh, by the way, how long do you think you'll be at your mom's house?
Probably around another 3 days or so.
Really? 3 days? You won't be back any sooner, will you?
Well, I can't say for sure, but I also need to get back to work. So I want to return home as soon as possible, but we don't really know how long it will take to finish everything. You don't need an exact day, do you? Is there something important going on that you need me there for?
No. I was just curious.
Really?
When you know when you'll be back, let me know. I'll make sure to have dinner ready for you.
Thanks. I'll talk to you later. No answer. What are you doing? When you see this message, message me back.
Sorry, did you call me? I was out jogging. I didn't even notice. I'm taking a bath now. I'm soaking my muscles. It was quite a workout.
Jogging, huh? Did you get sweaty?
Huh? I guess. It feels good to get out and exercise.
That's a positive way to view it, isn't it? Exercise. I'm sure you burned a lot of calories. I guess any exercise is a good stress reliever, right?
Huh? Relieve stress? That's what the bath is for. What are you talking about? You're acting a little strange.
Really? You're in the bath now, right? Alone?
Of course. That's what I said, right? What's wrong?
Really? Okay, then can I join you?
Huh?
What's the matter? Is something wrong?
No, nothing. It's just. Where are you right now?
Why does it matter? We haven't seen each other for a while. I thought it would be nice if I joined you in the bath. Is that okay? Stay in the bath as you are right now. Wait for me.
Um, Actually, I was just about to get out. Sorry. But keep that thought for another time. I'm getting out now.
Your mom and dad are coming in to get you.
What?
Do you want to know where I am? I'm standing outside the bathroom door right now. Your parents are here with me, too.
What? Is this some kind of joke? You're still at your mom's house, right? Stop trying to scare me. You're making it sound like a horror movie. Waiting outside the bathroom as someone takes a bath. You know I don't like horror movies. Your joke isn't funny. It's just scary.
I hate to break it to you, but I'm not joking. And what's with this mini dress on the floor outside the bathroom door? You haven't started wearing women's clothes, have you? I wonder whose it is.
That's mine. It's mine.
What?
Honestly, I wanted to tell you, but I was embarrassed. Lately, I've started wearing women's clothing. What's the big deal? Who cares if a guy wants to wear a dress in his own house, right?
This is surprising.
Huh?
I didn't know that when a man is cornered and has no way out, this is how he behaves. To me, what you're doing right now is scarier than any horror movie I've ever seen. Open the bathroom door right now.
No! It's embarrassing.
Just stop this. This back and forth isn't fun anymore. I heard everything that was going on in there. You and some woman I've never heard of, you seem to be having quite a good time.
What are you talking about? And anyway, why aren't you at your mom's house?
We finished things much quicker than expected. Thanks to all the family members helping out. The weather forecast predicts a bad storm tomorrow and the day after. So I wanted to get home before it hits. I tried to call you from my mom's house, but you never answered. Then when I got home, I heard you and another woman upstairs. It was quite an unexpected surprise.
But then, why are my parents here too? Did you call them to come here? What the heck is wrong with you?
I didn't think I could handle this alone, so I called them to come over and help me out. When I found out what you were doing, I was so angry. I thought the best way to prevent myself from doing something I'd regret was to get someone else over here. So I called your parents. Fortunately, they live close by, right? They didn't believe me at first when I told them what you were doing. Your mom said you were such a good person and would never cheat on me, and your dad agreed. So I told them to come over and see for themselves. And they did. And you guys are still in the bathroom. What the heck were you doing in there?
Well, I mean,
No. On second thought, don't tell me. If you told me, I think I'd feel sick. Now your parents got to see exactly what kind of son they raised. Do you know what they're doing right now? Your dad is so angry his whole face is red. Your mom is beyond angry, she's actually crying in the other room right now. I can't really blame them.
just hold on.
Anyway, this has gone on for far too long. It doesn't seem like I can keep your father quiet much longer. I'm going to start the countdown to when he breaks down the bathroom door and drags you out. 5.
Hold on. Can't we just talk about this like adults?
4.
At least give me a towel. There aren't any in here. We're naked.
3.
I'll tell you everything. Please. Why would you involve my parents in this? This has nothing to do with them. This is something you and I should be discussing alone. Hey! Are you listening to me? Are you enjoying this? Is this fun for you? You're a horrible person. You!
Because of that, I'm skipping 2, so 1.
Wait! Wait! Wait!
Huh?
I understand. I'm sorry. Your father passed away, and you're going through a lot right now. And then I go off and cheat on you. I'm terrible, aren't I? But I had that long business trip where I couldn't see you. And when I came back, I was alone for a few more days because you were away. I was lonely. I haven't seen you in so long. I gave in to my impulses. Please, forgive me.
So, you're saying this was the first time you've cheated? And that girl means nothing to you? It was just a one-night stand?
Of course. That's right. It's obvious, isn't it?
But, by the way, I called your company. They told me that there was no overseas business trip ever planned for you. Worse than that, they told me you had booked quite a few vacation days this month.
You called my company?
And this woman I've never met before. Well, her passport is sitting here in the living room along with her suitcase. It's not hard to figure out what's going on with all this. Do you have an explanation for all this as well?
What is with that? Huh?
That's not an answer, so 0.
Ruth! I deeply apologize for all of this. I would like to discuss what happened. Could you please return to the house?
Absolutely not. You and your lover have been engaging in illicit activities in that house for days now. I have no intention of setting foot in that place again. Until I find a new place to live, I'll be staying at my mom's house. So, if you would, kindly send all my belongings to my mom's place. I expect you to cover the shipping and moving expenses once I find a new place to live. I don't want to see your face ever again.
Are you saying you're calling off our engagement? You must be joking.
Of course I am. Are you oblivious? Did you think I wouldn't? While I was away attending my dad's funeral, you were off sleeping with another woman. And then you brought her back to our house for more fun. And you expect me to still want to marry you? And that whole story about you being overseas on a business trip. It was more like a trip to cheat on me. There's nothing you can say to me.
I just wanted to enjoy myself a little before getting married. I wanted this to be my last memory of being single.
Oh, is that all? Because I heard that you proposed to that lover of yours as well. Don't you remember her yelling at you after we got you out of the bathroom? She said you told her you were going to break up with me and marry her instead.
I can't help it. I love both of you.
What?
Why do I have to choose just one of you? Why do you two have to fight about this? Why can't we all just get along? You need to calm down. I don't understand why you're so hysterical about this. You need to be a little more understanding.
Excuse me? Are you trying to justify what you did? You make me sick. Even if polygamy was legal in this country, I wouldn't want anything to do with a man like that. Let me make myself clear. I am definitely breaking up with you. I'm glad I got to see your true colors before marrying you. I'm so glad.
Wait, it's not just about that. I've already informed my boss and everyone at work that we're getting married. Do you realize how embarrassing it would be for me to tell them that the wedding is off?
Then why don't you just marry the other woman you're in love with? Or was she too embarrassed when your parents caught you and her naked together in the bathroom? Or when your fiancé copyrightee walked in and started yelling at both of you? All I remember is her rushing to grab her things and running out the door. And while she was doing that, she was yelling at you even more than I was. I think I recall her saying that she never wants to see you again either. But if you're lucky, there's a chance she might come back to you. Maybe.
She hasn't answered her phone or returned my messages since she left.
Well, maybe there's no hope then. In any case, I finally understand why my dad was so against me marrying you. I always thought he didn't like you just because he was difficult to get along with. But I guess I was only considering the old him. It never occurred to me that he might have seen something in you that I hadn't. But now I see that he was completely right about you. I can't believe I couldn't see it.
That's not true. If your dad had approved of our marriage, we would have been married by now. And I wouldn't have cheated on you.
Yeah. After this, I'll make sure to send a screenshot of our entire conversation to your parents. I need to let them know that you haven't learned your lesson and still don't think you did anything wrong.
Wait a minute. You better not. They told me that if I sincerely apologized to you, they would help me with your moving expenses. If you send them that, I don't know what they'll do.
I don't remember you ever apologizing to me sincerely.
What? That was the first message I sent to you. Scroll back up in the chat history and check.
Do I have to start another countdown? 5.
It was my fault. I'm sorry. I was completely wrong. I deeply apologize for what I did. So please, don't send them this chat history.
You said that if my dad wasn't against our marriage, you wouldn't have cheated on me. Essentially, you're blaming my dad for everything that happened.
But it's true, isn't it?
I wonder when you actually started cheating on me. You proposed to me. That means if you were already cheating on me before then. What you're saying is a complete lie, and you're just trying to shift the blame onto someone else. In fact, it would mean you're simply insulting my dad. So, what do you think? If you tell me the truth right now, I might forgive you.
I started cheating on you just 2 weeks ago. It's very recent. Before that, I was 100% loyal to you. You were the only one I loved. I swear.
But your so-called overseas business trip, your cheating on me trip. You told me about that 3 months ago, didn't you?
Was it that long ago?
4. 3.
Please, I'm serious. Just give me some more time. I don't want to pay for your moving costs.
And, I'm skipping to 0. After that, Dennis had to cover my entire moving cost himself. The woman Dennis was involved with seemed extremely embarrassed by the whole situation. And she completely disappeared. Her whereabouts were unknown to everyone. Once I ended the relationship with Dennis, it became evident that he wanted to seek solace with his lover. However, that plan also failed miserably as he couldn't locate her. Dennis sank into despair and, driven by his desires, started frequenting bars and clubs every night. After trying various establishments, he ended up in one that had a rather shady reputation. He consumed a bit too much alcohol and ended up losing a few bets to some rather dangerous individuals. When he approached his parents for the money he needed, they refused to help, stating that he had brought this upon himself. Now, he's working a second job to repay his debts. That man always surprises me. As for me, now that I've finally settled into my new place, I'm starting afresh. I believe I'm going to take a break from relationships for a little while. Just the other day, we held my father's burial. I stayed by his grave and recounted everything that had happened. I felt compelled to apologize for not heeding what might have been the best advice he ever gave me. And the strangest thing is, I could have sworn I heard his voice saying, "I told you so," followed by his laughter echoing,